Sigmund Freud once said, "No mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore." Paul Ekman later pointed out with his research that some pores ooze more than others. Some channels of communication are harder to control than others. Here are the channels in order of ease of control, from the easiest to the most difficult: speech, facial expressions, body nonverbals, and voice. Speech and facial expressions are the easiest channels to control. Most deceptors control their speech, and many control their facial expressions successfully. Oftentimes, people believe that lack of eye contact, squirming, fidgeting, and stuttering and other body nonverbals are deception cues. Sometimes they are, in fact, more often than liars' behaviors and speech. But these are not the most reliable cues either, because a person may be producing these nervous nonverbals for myriad other reasons. In my trial consulting work, for example, I often need to work to get witnesses comfortable with the courtroom environment, or they will produce these nervous nonverbals regardless of the truthfulness of their testimony. The qualities of the voice is clearly the most telling, the channel through which liars leak the most. When lying, people tend to hesitate, then speed up and raise the pitch of their voices, and this is generally outside of awareness, so they are unlikely to be able to control it. Are you familiar with the TV show called The Mentalist? When people ask that main character where he gets his psychic ability to tell when someone is lying, he truthfully denies any such psychic abilities. Instead, he says, "I just pay attention." He, in fact, pays attention to these 4 channels, with a special emphasis on the last one. Now, you probably already know that lie detectors are not reliable at detecting deception. They are too often fooled by the guilty, in addition to falsely identifying innocent but anxious people as liars. Psychologists are researching the possibility of using brain scans for more reliable lie detection. But be aware that to date, no attempts have yet been reliable enough to be admitted into evidence in court, despite many attempts by attorneys. Some companies make false claims about the reliability of their brain scans. They claim that their lie scans decrease dating risk, increase quality of personnel selection, or can even increase national security if used to interrogate prisoners of war. Again, lie detectors have not proven to have any such reliability. Social psychologists are looking for more reliable ways to detect deception. In one study, for instance, truth tellers and liars were told to tell their stories backward, in reverse chronological order. The task is a lot more difficult for the liars. So this search for more reliable ways to detect deception is in progress. Can you identify a false smile? Pause the video and take this fun test. In your search browser, type "spot the fake smile." Let me repeat that. Spot the fake smile. Then select the one that says Survey Monkey and take the test. A real Duchenne smile, named after a French neurologist, is caused by activation of the orbicularis ocular muscles, which raise the cheeks, crease the eyes, and slightly dip the eyebrows. This muscle is under less voluntary control compared to the zygomatic major muscle that simply bends the mouth upwards into a smile. Fake smiles, therefore, feature the upturned mouth, but do not affect the upper cheeks and the eyes as much. You might say there's just something missing around the eyes. Can a Duchenne smile be faked? Sure, if you study it and practice, which serious actors do, but most people are not serious actors. How good are we in general at detecting fake smiles? Actually, we're better with people we know, which makes perfect sense, right? In order to tell that something is missing around the eyes, we must know that person's baseline. By the way, this is true of nonverbal behavior in general. In order to read one's nonverbals accurately, we must first study an individual's baseline. I have put in for and am hoping to teach a special topics class called Silent Language, Decoding Nonverbal Behavior. So if this piques your interest, be sure to watch for it in ASU's schedule of classes. Now, in our last segment of this lecture, we will explore factors that boost our accuracy at forming impressions of others.